And I'm back. Surprise. Surprise, everybody. Ugh, let's move this out of the way. Let's do our green. And really, the best is in fact saved for last. We are going to be looking at the gold cards. I mean, I know this is green. I know I love green. I have a real romantic relationship with the greenies. But 133 to go. Are there actually 133 cards left? Am I only halfway done? Oh. A bunch of those are Lance. That's what I thought. Adventurous Impulse. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature or land card from among them, put them to your hand, the rest on the bottom in any order. 0 in constructed. 1 or 2 in limited. I'd rather just have the creature instead of a chance to do a creature. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Almighty Brushwag. A single green for a 1/1 trample. Oh, and you can make it get +3/+3 until end of turn. This is actually a very nice effect in limited. This is like a very, very nice effect in limited. I would rate this quite highly. 3, 4 in limited. 0 out of 10 otherwise. Absolute 0 out of 10 in constructed. But this, the fact that you can cast it multiple times, or not cast it, but do it multiple times. Bam. Auspicious Starex. 4 and a red, green. Ugh. Whenever this creature mutates, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile X permanent cards, where X is the number of times this creature is mutated. Put those permanent cards onto the battlefield. Huh. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. That is pretty good. A 6/6 for 5 is incredible. Now, permanents do include land, so a lot of times you'll just get a bunch of land, but, you know, sometimes you get creatures. This is a 5 out of 5 in limited. Is this actually useful in constructed, though? I don't think so. Probably 0 out of 5 in constructed. 0 out of 5 in constructed. Oh, the mutate cost is 6. Oh, intéressant. Yeah, 0 out of 5 in constructed, but hey, this is a pretty cool card. Barrier Breach. 2 and a green. Exile up to 3 target enchantments. Cycling 2. 2, discard this card, draw a card. Usual cycling stuff. Wow. Hey! This isn't destroy, this is exile. This is a very sideboardable constructed card. You know, if you're up against someone who has Thassas and Wilderness Reclamations, things like that, I mean, that's pretty good. Hold on, let me shut this door. All right, this is great against fires, wilderness reclamation, other things. But the thing that I want to note is that this is not spectacular. This is just solid. This is like if there are some real obnoxious multi-enchantment things. Often you'll just want a naturalize, just an instant 2 mana instead of an instant 3 mana. So I'd give this like a 2 in constructed. 0 in limited. I don't really see any value for it in limited. Bristling Boar, 3 and a green. Bristling Boar can't be blocked by more than 1 creature. Reprinted thing, 3-ish in limited. It's fine. Maybe a 2-ish. I'd probably say it's 2-ish. 2-ish. Not constructed playable, as it is just a creature. Get him out of here. Charge of the Forever Beast. 2 and a green. As an additional cost to cast a spell, reveal a creature card from your hand. Charge of the Forever Beast deals damage to target creature planeswalker equal to the revealed card's power. Oh my god, it's the prey upon I've always wanted. This is 4-ish and limited. Again, Prey Upon is not the best because you still need the creature there. This is a little better than Prey Upon because it just has to be in the hand. Can't shoot the face, though. Can't shoot the face, though. It's fine. Colossification. 5 and double green. When Colossification enters the battlefield, tap Enchanted Creature. Enchanted Creature gets +20/+20. I don't care. This is a 5 across the board. This is just 5s and 5s and 5s. I think this card sucks, man. I think it blows. But that is awesome. That is so cool. That is the best card in the universe. Oh my god. Now imagine, remember that jellyfish that you could untap yourself with? Yeah, hell yeah. Storm Herald Fling. Yeah, now you're thinking with portals. Put Colossification in the graveyard. Storm Herald, when you cast it, you can put the auras from your graveyard onto all your creatures, and then you just fling it in, and you're done. Colossification Fling. It is the new thing. Oh my god, that is hilarious. 5 out of 5. Garbage card. 5 out of 5. 1 in a green. 2/2. Whenever a creature you control mutates, put a +1/+1 counter on that creature and you gain 2 life. 3. Very, very 3-ish. Maybe even 4-ish. Maybe even 4-ish. It's a 2/2 for 2, which we're always fine having. That gives you the 2 out of 5. It's a 2/2 for 2 that Sean rates 2 out of 5. A lot of 2s. But when it has upside that gives permanent gain, I'll make it a 3. We like our Essence Symbiote. Snarl! Excavation Mole. 2 in a green. Trample. When Excavation Mole enters the battlefield, put the top 3 cards of your library into your graveyard. It's a 3/3 for 3 with Trample. It seems fine. Seems fine. I don't know. Not a constructed card by any means. Do you really want to put things into your graveyard there? I mean, I don't know. What are you going to do? Maybe like some weird green, black, Golgari graveyard weird nonsense. I don't know. Maybe you're some sort of... Is it with Excavation Mole? Fill in a whole bunch of stuff into the grave. Really, for me, this is just a 3/3 for 3 with Trample. 3 out of 5. In limited. 0 out of 5 in constructed. Exuberant Wolfbear. This one is tight. When Exuberant Wolfbear attacks, you may change the base power and toughness of target human you control to Exuberant Wolfbear's power and toughness until end of turn. A 4/4 for 4 that can make another 4/4. I'd give it a 4 out of 5 and a 0 out of 5 in constructed. This is actually very nice. A 4/4 for 4 is quite a chonky Wolfbear. You'll love to see it. This is nice. Fertilid. 2 in a green. An elemental. Fertilid enters the battlefield with 2 +1/+1 counters on it. So it's 2/2 for 3. Great. You can remove a +1/+1 counter from the Fertilid. Target player searches their library for a basic land card, puts it onto the battlefield tap, then shuffles their library. One out of 5 constructed. 2 out of 5 limited. I don't like this card. I actually think that this card is good, but I don't like it. And let me tell you why I don't like it. I don't like the awkwardness of it. I would rather just run a circuitous route and play it and pull 3 things out there. The pay 3 mana and then remove to get like land and then get land. I give it a 2 out of 5 in limited because you often want multiple colors in there. I really think that there's going to be a lot of goldiness, a lot of goldy huntings. Sean, would it be interesting for you to consider valuation cards for Brawl? I've never played Brawl. I've never played Commander, so... 0 out of 5s for all cards in Brawl. Woo! The power tripping of the media critic. Oh, I love it. Yeah. This is nice in limited. because there's so many gold cards that could help there. But I don't really like to. This is not something that I'm into when it comes to standard. Goodbye. Flycatcher Giraffid. 4 and a green. When it enters battlefield with your choice of vigilant counter or reach counter. Okay. Very constructed, solid. 3 out of 5. Always happy to have another giant spider. Or I guess mammoth spider with that stat line. And in addition, you will never see it ever make constructed. Ever. That's me being him. Fully grown. 2 and a green. Target creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn. Put a trample counter on it. Ooh, that's a nice little combat trick. It's an okay little combat trick. I like trample. Increasingly more in limited, I like trample. It's just a nice way to just get in there, you know? It does cost 3. So I'd probably have to give it a 3 out of 5. It's an expensive trick, but it's a solid trick nonetheless. Giant Growth is +3/+3 for 1 green. Titanic Growth is +4/+4 for 2. So, I know it's Gemrazor, but I like saying Gemrazor. Whenever the creature mutates, destroy target artifact or enchantment an opponent controls. Reach Trample. Weird. Weirdy. Gemrazor. Huh. Okay. 4/4 for 4 with Reach and Trample is great. So that's great. I think at the bare minimum, I'd give it a 4 out of 5. How many artifacts or enchantments are in limited? I don't know, therefore it stays at 4. Now with Constructed, the mutate for 1 and a pair of greenies. So this means that you could have a 4/4 for 3 mana on turn 3. But then you also have to get rid of a creature. Gemrazor with this guy is really nice. Whenever a creature you control mutates, put a +1/+1 counter on that creature and you gain 2 life. So if you mutated the Gemrazor onto that guy, you'd now have a 5/5 with Reach and Trample. This could be cool if you're a creature-heavy green deck, because it's like a Thrashing Brontodon that you don't have to sacrifice. So I actually see that it could have some real merit. I actually think that it could have some real merit to it. I'd give this a 2 out of 5 constructed. I can see a way as someone who loves mono-green Stompy. Getting a 4/4 on turn 3 is quite nice. I've been looking for more 4/4s on turn 3. In the meta. I mean, just having Yorvo is kind of a pain in the ass. Gemrazor would actually be pretty nice. And it gives Trample in Standard. Trample's another keyword I've been looking for in mono green Stompy. So maybe this is actually it. I would still give it a 2 out of 5 in Standard. I like it. I like it. Glowstone Recluse. 2 and a green for Reach. Whenever this creature mutates, put 2 +1/+1 counters on it. Oh! So you can have a 2/3 Reacher, or you can mutate it. Pretty cool. Okay. I like this guy. I like our little spider. This is a solid card. Man, is this maybe a 4 out of 5 in limited? 0 out of 5 constructed, not a chance in a million years. But, hey. What if you mutate the other +1/+1 creature with this one? Then you would get +1/+1 from the other one. You'd get an additional 2 +1/+1s, and it would all go on this one. And I assume that you would start with a 2/3 stat line, so then you would have a 5/6. Big creatures. Greater Sandworm, 5 and 2 green. Dude, green is awesome and limited in this set. Look at this. Greater Sandworm can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less. Yeah, get the hell out of here. Yeah. Yes. a 7/7 for 7 that can't be blocked. It's like a shitty Palaka worm, which I love so much. He's a common wormy boy. He's got cycling. 4 out of 5 limited. Love it. There is often an issue with having too many big, fat, dirtily do-nothing anythings, but there's enough ways to add trample to boys that makes me a widow wiggly. God, that feels so nice. Do you hear that? Do you hear that? There's a cat meowing at my door. If she keeps freaking out, I'm going to open that door, let her in. Desper. I'm trying to keep the noise out. Despy. You want to come in? Come on, get in here. Don't meow at the door and then make me just like stay in here. Come on, get in here. There you go. You're inside now. All right. Yeah, everyone wants to hang out with Dad. I get it. Despy. Oh my God. I open the door and she's like, meow, meow. I'm like, get in here. I'm like, try to get my foot around, scoop her in here. Ugh. Honey Mammoth. A great pet name for any of you interested in ending your relationship. 4 and 2 green. When Honey Mammoth enters the battlefield, you gain 4 life. A 6/6 for 6 that enters the battlefield and gains 4. I'd give it a 3. I'd give it a 3 out of 5. I really like this kind of effect. I love large things. I love life. I love lamp. I like this card. This is a good looking card. I tend to overvalue these, but it's still solid. I really like big finishers, especially with the healing utility. It's really great. Constructed. Not in 1 million years. Hornbash Mentor. So many ways to add Tromple Bomple. Oh, 2 and a Gween. When Hornbash Mentor enters the battlefield, don't be Horn Bashful. Just put a trample counter on target non-human creature you control. Then keep putting counters on creatures with trample. Fuck yeah! 8 out of 5 in limited. This card is awesome. Look at it. It's a 3/3 for 3 that just makes stuff big and bigger and bigger. It's my favorite mentor card of all. My God, I really am biased towards green. I love green. This is the best color. Yeah, green. Green, man. Ugh. 0 out of 5 in constructed. Humble Naturalist. 1 and a green for a 1/3. Add 1 mana of any color. Spend this mana only to cast a creature spell. Do I really want you? Limited, I would give this a 2 out of 5. It's a 1/3 is a fine blocker. There's a lot of 2 powers that we've seen. If I ask myself, do I want this in constructed? The answer is absolutely not. Go home. We already have Leafkin Druid. We already have Paradise Druid. We already have Zagoose. This is kind of redundant to those, but it's fine to have a limited pack, open it up, put in some of the big ones, such as Honey Mammoth. Ivy Elemental, X green. Enters the battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it. It's okay. It's okay. It's alright. It's fine, you know. How big is it? As big as you can afford. You know, the art's beautiful. Constructed? No. I mean, when you have Hydroid Crazies that you can spend X on to draw 1 billion, having a vanilla X guy come out just feels boo. It feels fine. Kogla, the Titan 8. Kogla. 3 and triple green. Oh my God, whenever I see more than 1 mana symbol, I start to get excited. Whenever I see 3 of a mana symbol, I start to get real wiggly. Oh yeah, when Kogla, the Titan 8, enters the battlefield, it fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. Fuck yeah. When Kogla attacks, destroy target artifact or enchantment defending player controls. Good. You can return a target human you control to its owner's hand to gain indestructible. Oh my God. It's such a King Kong reference. It's so good. Oh my God. That's incredible. I mean, limited, this is just the bombest bomb. I mean, this is out of control. in Limited. It comes out and fights, and then you can just keep making it recursively indestructible. Wow. It attacks and destroys enchantments. Man. Bing bong yes is Crystal Gears. Oh, you know it. In Constructed, how good is this? Okay, listen to me, all right? There's not been a lot of big green ramp decks that exist. This is one that would fit into a big green ramp. So, but given how swift, speedy, and tight the meta is right now, I don't really see this functioning very well. I'd give it like a 1 or 2 out of 5. There needs to be a lot of other things going right for Kogla to do anything. Yeah, it doesn't seem great. Doesn't seem great in Constructed. I give it a 1 out of 5 in Constructed. 5 out of 5 in Limited. There needs to be so much support. Dude, it enters and fights. Okay, so we need there to be a creature deck that hasn't killed us, and we need to be able to cast a 6-mana thing, right? That's a lot that needs to occur for that first one to be true. And the other one, we need a way to hold turn and then attack to destroy target artifact or enchantment a defending player controls. I don't know. There's no trample as well, so it's hard to get back. In Constructed, we're probably not going to have a human. There's so many things that need to go right. So 1 out of 5 Constructed right now. Lead the Stampede. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. Reveal any number of creature cards and put the revealed cards into your hand. Huh. You can put all the creature cards in there. Wow. That's actually really nice and Limited. That's really nice. I would absolutely run this. I'd give it a 3. You're often just getting 2 to 3 creatures. It's great. Would we ever want to run it in Constructed? 0%. Absolutely not in Constructed ever. Because if we are a mono-green stompy deck, we don't want card draw. We want our opponent dead already. There's other ways to find creatures that are not as unreliable as this if we don't have a whole lot of creatures in the deck. So I'd give this a 0 out of 5 in Constructed, but it does make me raise an eyebrow. Ooh. Migration Path. He doesn't know about Legacy Elves. We're only doing Standard Constructed and Limited. That's all we're doing. Those are the only ones. The only ones I play. I don't know any of the other ones, so we're not evaluating it based upon that. Migration Path. What beautiful art. Isn't it amazing how it's pretty much just general nature shot of a migration occurring, and yet there's just enough interesting elements to make it look fantastical. It's so cool. Migration Path 3 and a green. Search your library for up to 2 basic lands, put them onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle your library. Cycling 2. Oh, yeah. This is, you know I'm going to be ramping with this thing, man. You know I'm going to be ramping and cycling and ramping. Yeah. That's what I'm going to do. 5 out of 5 Constructed for Sean. I love this card. I'm going to build decks out of this. Will it be Constructed playable? Shh. I'm going to do it. Me. There's 2 basic kinds of ramp to think about. There's like the turn 1 or 2 ramp that lets you spike out a turn 3 or 4 thing. Then there's the double ramp cards that are used for the truly gigantic spells. I like this quite a bit more than Circuitous Route because I just don't like having any gates in the deck. Oh, yes. And Circuitous Route was run. This is that plus cycling. You can't run gates, but I don't like gates. This is a mid ramp, late ramp, big ramp. Oh, I love this one. What do I think about it in limited? Maybe a 1, maybe a 2. I don't quite know how many big green dudes there are. I might be all right. Oh. Migratory Greathorn. A 3/4. Whenever this creature mutates, search your library for a basic land. Put it onto the battlefield, tapped, and shuffle your library. It's all right. 3 out of 5. I like it. This is great. Seems good. I mean, there's a lot of ability to ramp in these cards for limited. I mean, maybe green just needs more ramp. This is amazing. There's like this ramp. There's this ramp. There's this ramp. I mean, there's a lot of ways to get this out. This is common, uncommon, and common. So that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Monstrous Step. 4 and a green. Target creature gets +7/+7 until end of turn. Up to 1 other target creature blocks it this turn if able. Oh my god, yeah. This is like a... I'd probably say that this is a 3 out of 5 limited, but I want to say 4. Think of this as removal. I target a creature, it becomes huge, and I say, you creature I want to die, you have to block. And then I attack, so I get to pick that one off. And it has cycling. So I would say, not a construct card. 0 construct card. But this, I actually like quite a bit. This is great. They can choose which creature to block with, right? No. Up to 1 other target creature blocks it this turn if able. So I choose which of your target creature must block me this turn. So I can just say, oh, you're a really good card. That one has to block. This seems incredibly good. I'd probably give it a 4 out of 5 in limited. What sucks is when you monstrous step the creature and they just 2 for 1 it. You know, it's the prey upon problem, but that's fine. Mosscoat Goriak. He's like, tell me I'm special. Not a chance. You're a 2 out of 5 in limited and a 0 out of 5 in constructed. Stat line is not particularly offensive. It's a reasonable blocker. Giving him a 0. Mythos of Brachos. 2 and a pair of greens. This says if blue-black was spent to cast a spell, search your library for a card, put that card into your graveyard, then shuffle your library. Return up to 2 permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand. Right? Okay, in limited, this is just a solid, like, 3 out of 5. Maybe even like 2 out of 5. If we're just doing the pair of greens and a dose, just the regular vanilla casting cost, it's like replay 2 good cards, which is fine, right? There's a lot of big green cards. We play some green cards, they die. I play for 4 green, I cast this and just get my 2 big guys back in. So in limited, it's often just going to be that thing, right? So, you know, it's okay. It's just very slow card draw. So I would probably give it like a 2 or 3 out of 5 for limited. What about the blue-black? In limited, you know, you can get your bomb, but then you have to like wait a turn. It's very slow. That's why I'm probably just leaning towards 3 in this case. What do I think about this in constructed? This seems like 0 out of 5. Unless there's going to be some sick reanimation action where I find the card I want, I put it in the graveyard, and then I return 2 other dudes to my hand. And then on the next turn, I reanimate the giant guy. I mean, that could be pretty cool. Like a Sultai Reanimator. You know, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? There's some good graveyard fillers. So I'm actually going to say 1 out of 5 constructed, 3 out of 5 limited. Plummet. Destroy target creature with flying. If you want to see my review of this, look at any of my previous card reviews. It's the most reprinted reprint that has ever been reprinted. Wham Fwoo. 1 and a green. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. If the creature you control has trample, excess damage is dealt to that creature's controller instead. 5 in limited. 0 in constructed. Is it really a 0 in constructed? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'd give it a 0. I'd give it a 0 in constructed. I mean, trying to think of... I can imagine some in the sideboard. Here's the thing. If you're Gruul, you're gonna run Domri's Ambush. It's a better version of this. This might be like a sideboardable card in like a small amount of situations. I recognize that it's a better Rabid Bite, but Rabid Bite sucks. +20/+20 ram through. It's not enough. Because it only deals the excess damage if there is trample. So you have to do Colossification, then you have to give it trample, then you have to ram through. Rabid Bite was not a constructed playable card, so ram through is... Yeah, no, I'd give it like a 1 out of 5 constructed. I can see like literal merit. Like if you're up against a mono red deck and in the sideboard you put in some ram throughs to pew pew pick off stuff. The second part doesn't really matter, but the first part, it's like, okay. I don't know why I'm this way. Hey, Hydge Lackey, thanks for the 10 gifties, man. Hope your Friday's going well. I keep forgetting it's Friday. Friday. Gonna try to unclog this ear on Friday. Yeah, by the way, I got a waxy ear, so I can't hear out of this one. It cracked right before I went live, though. Test? Whatever. All right. Bow. Sudden spinnerets. A single green. Target creature gets +1/+3 until end of turn. Put a reach counter on it. Untap it. Fart. Yeah. 3 out of 5 in limited. I love stuff like this. I love the reach combat tricks. I love them. I love them. I love them. These feel so much better than something like Plummet, where you just pick off the flyer. This is a big fist pumper from your pal Dane. Ow. Oh, this pumped so hard, I popped my jaw. Oh, the workplace maladies of a streamer. Oh my God, I'll only ever fist pump on this side. Let me hold my jaw. If you've just tuned in for the first time 15 seconds ago, I look very weird. All right. 0 out of 5 constructed, as our usual. 0 out of 5 constructed. Zoofk. Z-O-O-F-C. 0 out of 5 constructed. That's a straight Zoofky from me. Survivor's Bond. 1 and a green. Ooh, choose one or both. I love it. Return a human from your graveyard to your hand. Return a non-human from your graveyard to your hand. That is very beautiful. I might even give this like a 4 or a 5 in limited because it's a 2 mana draw 2 good things. 0 out of 5 constructed. Zoofk. 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 Thwart the enemy. 2 and a green. Prevent all damage that would be dealt this turn by creatures your opponents control. Five out of 5 limited. 5 out of 5 out of 5. It is a one-sided you don't deal damage. Prevent all damage that would be dealt this turn by creatures your opponents control. Notice 2 things. It's by creatures your opponents control. Not all combat damage. Damage your opponents control. Get some big chonky boys. on the board in limited. Attack, hit him with the sideways. Just place your forearm on the table. Or I guess it's like this. And then you just blow up all their stuff. It's instant speed. Pa-pa. Also note, prevent all damage that would be dealt this turn by creatures your opponent controlled. That's not just combat damage. Isn't that insane? It's not just combat damage. So if there is something like the most notable would be the cats, Mayhem Devil, stuff like that. So again, first point, one-sided. Second point, it's not just combat damage. It's crazy. Isn't that incredible? In Constructed, how good is this? God, this actually might have some real legs in Constructed. I might actually give it a 2. The reason is, if I am excuse me, like against a red deck, I can just summon some creatures and then throw down thwart the enemy and like eat the entire board. I have to be careful though, because Bone Crusher gets around this. Maybe I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 5 because I think it has some legs it can stand on. Notably, 2 legs. Questing Beast 2, yeah, but I was thinking about the mono red matchup. Very compelling card to me in limited. Very compelling card to me in limited. Oh, and it gets around the Grey Merchant of Asphodel. Ha 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 ha! They play it, you play thwart the enemy, and he goes, "Why do I run bad cards?" Yes, yes. This is my favorite card I've ever seen. Oh my god, I am such a predictable person. Dude, he's so big, I want to cast him. There's a lot of big things in this deck. Gary's life loss, not damage? Oh, shit, you're right, R.R. Woods. Fuck. Shit. Anyways, hooray! Yeah, Titanoth Rex. 9 mana for an 11/11 with trample. I think I have to give it a 3 out of 5. Even though I want to give it a 5 out of 5, I think I have to give it a 3 out of 5 because I don't know, the ability to give something trample is really nice. I love green and limited in this set so much. I'm going to do it so much when I get the chance to play it next week. Wow. MChief30 says I'd give it an 11 out of 5. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. This is an 11 out of 5 card. Constructed. I mean, I'm going to try to do something with it. Will I give it a 0? Yeah. But I mean, like, come on, man. I mean, I'll do stuff with it. Can you imagine Pelakronos just pulling Titanoth Rex out? Pulling it out. Imagine a green-red ramp deck. You ramp up, you Pelakronos, and then from the sky you pull down Titanoth Rex and Drakoseth. And then you poop on the enemy's face. What are you going to do? Vivian Monster's Advocate. 3 and a pair of greens. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. You may cast creature spells from the top of your library. 5 out of 5 in both. I don't even care. That's like so good. 5 out of 5 in both. That's ridiculous. That's exactly what I've always wanted for green. Mwah, mwah, mwah. +1. Create a 3/3 beast creature token. Put your choice of a vigilance, reach, or trample counter on it. Oh my god. When you cast your next creature spell this turn, search your library for a creature card with lesser converted mana cost, put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle your library. What? I think this is the best card in the set so far that we've seen. Wow. This is really nice for creature-driven green decks. The green-black creatures with the Vivienne is so sick. This is the sickest Planeswalker without an ultimate I've ever seen. Well, I mean, I guess her -2 is her ultimate. Ooh! She has 3 loyalty. That's really low. That's really low. That's very easy to pick off. Okay. Quick question. If I cast, let's say, a Hydroid Krasis for X equals 6, its converted mana cost on the stack is 8, its converted mana cost on the battlefield is 2. Which one does it evaluate when it comes to the -2? Let's see. When you cast your next creature spell, yeah, I suppose, yeah, I guess the statement is that because it's saying when you cast your next creature spell, on cast, it's referencing that. I mean, I read the passive of this card and screamed out 5 before I read the rest. So, I mean, who even cares? Wow. It's incredible. Holy butts. All right. Wilt. Destroy target artifact or enchantment, cycling 2. Wow. Wow. A strictly better naturalize. Constructed, this is... it's weird to give a rating. This is phenomenal in niche situations. So, like, somewhere between... Like, it's not going to be main decked a lot, so it's like 2 out of 5. But in the sideboard, it's like astoundingly good. 5 out of 5. Limited... Screw limited. This is a constructed card. What's this? What's this? It is time. We have done our green service to the world. It's on to the golds. And there's a lot of golds, and they are all ridiculous. What a fucking reanimation effect. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. When you do, it fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. Instant speed. Wow. Whoa. Wow. Instant speed. What? I mean, like, wow. 5 in limited, obviously a 5 in limited, super obviously. Constructed, I really don't know. I want to say it's like a 1 or a 2 in constructed. Because again, this is not a card that's good by itself. This is good given a whole deck where a lot of stuff is working right. It's instant and 6 mana. All instants feel poopy because of Teferi. and fight effects tend not to be amazing in Constructed because there's no guarantee that you get fight. So I'd probably give it a 1 out of 5 in Constructed. An instant speed reanimation, though, is maybe good enough. That's like pretty sick. Boneyard Lurker. Whenever this creature mutates, return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. What? What? Okay, that's like a really good limited card. I'd give it a 5. And it's essentially the same casting and mutation cost. So you basically cycle and then you mutate a Boneyard Lurker on something and brings it to your hand. I am 100% going to play a Golgari mid-range deck in Constructed. I think that this is maybe a Constructed playable. I'd maybe put it around like 1 or 2. I mean, a 4/4 for 4 is okay. 4/4 for 4 is like okay. Keep in mind, though, a 4/4 Questing Beast, is that better than the Boneyard Lurker? It is not. Excuse me. Is Boneyard Lurker better than a Questing Beast? It is not. Questing Beast is like an insane card, and that's like what you have to benchmark against. However, you know, I'm still going to try to run it. Golgari Find Broker is still in the set, too, so there's some, like, tickly feelings I get. Woo! That's fun. That's fun as hell. Brockos, Apex of Forever. Oh my god. When is she going to get here? She is taking Apex of Forever. 2, and your Sultai colors. Black, green, blue. Trample. You may cast Brockos, Apex of Forever from your graveyard using its mutate ability. Holy shit. What? You do need something that's generating a target. But I suppose if you have a Dread Horde invasion, okay. Yeah, I guess you could run a Cauldron Familiar. Wow. Arboreal Grazers are never dead cards now. Yeah, man, you top deck the Arboreal Grazer and you're like, ooh. 5 out of 5, limited. Maybe a 2 or 3 out of 5 constructed card. This has to be some way to make this guy work. It's an elemental. Nightmare Beast elemental. Oh my god, get Yarok base decks out there. Yarok, Brockos, Uro. Yeah, there's some good shit. Risen Reefs. Damn. Channeled Farce. I know it says force, but I like the word farce. 2 a blue and a red as an additional cost to cast this spell. Discard X cards. Target player draws X cards. Channel Force deals X damage to up to 1 target creature or planeswalker. Oh. Oh. Ha. No. No. I do not enjoy this card. I do not. I would give it a 1 and a 1. Here's the basic reason why I'm giving it a 1 and a 1 is that you have to spend this card, and then if you discard 4 cards, you have cast 1, discarded 4, this total of 5 cards out, and then you have to redraw 4. So, . 'You... If you get countered, you're screwed. R. Woods says, I think it's completely fine. It's an X for X. You go 1 for 1 on all the cards you discard, and the only way that you guarantee that the damage actually hits and deals enough damage is if you have to discard enough. This seems terrible and constructed and terrible and limited. Terrible, terrible, terrible. Super bad. I think the only deck where this could live, and it's 4 mana, I mean, come on. The only deck where I think that this makes sense is a deck that is desperately trying to fill up the graveyard for some other reason. That's the only way in which this can be good at all. So that's why I'm going to give it a 1 out of 5 in constructed, because you need to have an entire deck built around this, and you don't even want a lot of these in the deck. Yuck. Yeah. Cheesy X says 4 mana, deal X damage to a creature or planeswalker, where X is the cards in your hand. I mean, even then, I'm just like, just give me a card that deals direct damage, so it's more predictable. Cheville, Bane of Monsters. Oh yeah, a green and a black. Death Touch 1/3. At the beginning of your upkeep, if your opponent controls no permanents with bounty counters on them, put a bounty counter on target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls. Whenever a permanent an opponent controls with a bounty counter on it dies, you gain 3 life and draw a card. Wowie zowie. It's a rogue as well. Okay. Okay, what do we do? What do we think of this? Huh. So this seems, I'm going to say it seems at first glance reasonable and limited. You have a 1/3 Death Toucher. Okay, he's a good blocker. And if you read through this says at the beginning of your upkeep, if your opponent controls no permanents with bounty counters on them, put a bounty counter on target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls. So you get to pick one thing. And then for all the subsequent turns, that's the only thing with the bounty counter on it. So it's basically one bounty on the board at any point in time. And whenever it dies, you gain life and draw a card. So the death... So if you can keep Cheville alive for a little bit... that's pretty cool. Need this guy on board for the bounty to be paid out? Yeah. So it seems to me like an interesting value engine over time. So if there was a 1/3 Death Toucher for 2, and that's the only text on it, I'd probably give it like a 2 or 3. I'd maybe even give it a 3 out of 5. I mean, that's pretty cool. And then the upside is it's a little tricky to get there. It's a little tricky to get there. But if you get there, you can potentially have some really, really great shit. Okay. So I'd probably give him like a 3.5 out of 5 in limited. Probably going to be a 4 in limited. What do I think about constructed? Maybe a 2 or a 3 out of 5. Here's how I'm reading this card. My really general evaluation of this is creatures are hard to keep alive for a really long time if your opponent really wants to kill it. If your opponent wants it to die, dies a lot of the time. Cool. If for some reason this gets to live for a long-ass time, boy, is it good. Either in limited or constructed. So I would probably give it a 3 out of 5 in constructed. It's really hard to make work in constructed. It's nice as a blocker against some mono red stuff, but then they kill it. Also, note one thing about the bounty. This is a really important note. At the beginning of your upkeep. So I play it, I pass to you, and then it has to live, and then it comes back to me, and then I get to put a bounty counter on something, and then I can kill it with like a Murderous Rider or something. So there's kind of like a whole turn where he doesn't even get to do this. So that's really cramping my ability to give it a higher rating. Yeah, I'd probably give it a 3 out of 5 and a 3 out of 5 in both. But this is the sort of card that gives a lot of potential to Golgari to do some dope shit. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, it's just a 2-mana card, right? If I'm playing, like, 2-mana Chevelles that my opponent's going like, oh, fuck, and they, like, have to do stuff with, and it's just a 2-mana card, and premium removal is needed to remove this. Hey, it starts to feel good if there's follow-up 3 and 4 and 5-mana things. Death's Oasis. A white, a black, and a green. Oh my god, there are so many good cards here. Alright. Whenever a non-token creature you control dies, put the top 2 cards of your library into your graveyard. Okay. Then return a creature card with lesser converted mana cost than the creature that died from your graveyard to your hand. Oh my god, if it said from the graveyard to the battlefield, I'd be like, whoa! But that would actually be way too unfair. Sacrifice Death's Oasis, you gain life equal to the greatest converted mana cost among creatures you control. Oh, man. Farts. This, I think, is very good in limited. Like 3 out of 5. Maybe 4 out of 5 in limited. Because my creature dies, I get a smaller one back. I play it again, it dies, I get a smaller one back. You just get so much recursion, and it takes a while to get there, but hey, it starts going and going and going and going and going and going. I think that there will probably be more than enough ways to get the mana fixing in green. This is why I'd give it a 3 out of 5. It's tough to cast. When you cast, it's like, okay, it's going. In constructed, I think it's garbage o'clock, super so bad. I'd give it a big fat 0. Welcome to the 0 Club. You've been zoofed. Bam! Dire Tactics. Uh-oh. White-black, exile target creature. If you don't control a human, you lose life equal to that creature's toughness. What the hell? Wow! That is one of the most insane things. Foofk. 5 out of 5 in constructed, 5 out of 5 in limited. That's incredible. This is an incredible card. Exile a creature. God. Instant speed. God. Wow. For any of you who are not as blown away as I am, exile is so much more desirable than destroy. Indestructible things get exiled. Take, for instance, Feather. It can become indestructible. Easy. This is exile. Uro. You exile it, doesn't go to the graveyard. Things that trigger death effects, exile, doesn't trigger them. Get rid of Anax, doesn't trigger anything. That's amazing. That's amazing, 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 amazing. Would you take this over Banishing Light or Glass Casket? If I had access to these two colors, 1,000%. I mean, this is incredible. So much mana. Double white, double green, triple back. Triple back. Requires 3 whole backs. White, white, black, 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 green, green. Return any number of permanent cards with different names from your graveyard to the battlefield. If you don't know what the ultimatums are, let me tell you, you're about to get tickled because there's 5 of them. There's 5 ultimatums. There's 5 staying alive. Whoa! Yeah. As someone who loves ramp and someone who loves big old big stuff. Yeah. 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 I'm just going to say this is 5 constructed, 5 limited. Yes, it's prohibitive mana cost. No, I'm not going to consider how that changes my evaluation because it is an awesome looking card. Are you kidding me? 10 out of 5. 10 out of 5 in all of them. This is so sick. By the way, these ultimatums will truly show you how important it is to have a good mana base. You will not be able to cast stuff all the time. You'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then you'll have to step into a knapsack problem in your brain. How do I fit all the mana into the desired casting costs? Fires of Invention doesn't care about your mana base. You got it, Panda the Parties. You got it indeed. A Ramp Fires Ultimatum, excellent deck. Cha-ching, cha-ching, pa-pow, pa-pa-pa-pa-pa-pa-pa-pa-pa-pa. Emergent Ultimatum. Double black, double blue, triple green. Search your library for up to 3 monocolored cards with different names and exile them. An opponent chooses 1. Shuffle that card into the library. You may cast the other cards without paying their mana costs. Where are my favorite 9, 10, and 11 mana monocolored cards? Yes. Yesy, yes, yes, indeed. Yes, 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 yes. Oh my god, we're finding the big stuff. Finding the big stuff. Yes. Frondland Felidar. 2 a green, a white. For 3/5 with Vigilance. Creatures you control with Vigilance have 1. Tap target creature. 0 out of 5 constructed. You never run this guy in constructed, but you do run this bastard in limited. In limited, this is very cute. I want to note the way to use this, because you're going to mess it up. And because, you know, it's a little bit tricky. You attack with the Frondland Felidar with full control on. You have declared attackers. There is time between declare attackers and declare blockers. For you to then tap this to tap the enemies, and then you go to declare blockers, and the tapped creature can no longer block. Okay. So, attack with your Vigilance creatures with control on. Make everything tap. And then you can deal the damage in. So that's really good. Cost 1, great and limited. 5 out of 5 limited. I'd probably give this a 0 out of 5 constructed, but I'm looking at this more and more, and it's the Selesnya colors, so maybe it can like work with some other Vigilant tokens. No, probably not. I think I've lied to you. I apologize. 0 out of 5 constructed. General Kudrov. Oh my god. A Johnny with Frondland Felidar. You play a Johnny, gives all your creatures Vigilance, you tap everything. Big fingers to you. 0 out of 5 constructed. General Kudro of Draneth. That's a really hard thing to do. It's really hard to let all your shit survive for that turn. 1, a white, a black. For a 3/3 that says other humans you control get +1/+1. Ooh. Whenever General Kudro of Draneth or another human enters the battlefield under your control, exile target card from an opponent's graveyard. Ooh. Sack 2 humans, destroy a big boy. White-black humans is a very clear archetype in limited. This seems like 3 out of 5-y, 4 out of 5-y in limited. I'd probably say it's 4 out of 5-y in limited. In constructed, it's okay. 1 out of 5. It's okay. I have not seen a lot of great human stuff. Would it be good in here with Precinct 1? Maybe. I don't know. 1 out of 5, 2 out of 5 constructed. I don't know. There could be a human tribal, but I doubt it because I just feel like saying I doubt it. So I'm just going to give this like a 3 out of 5 in limited and like a 2 out of 5 in constructed. Boo, 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 boo. General's Enforcer. Ooh. A white and a black for a 2/3. Cool. Legendary humans you control have indestructible. Okay. Exile target card from a graveyard. If it was a creature, create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. Nice. Hey, Windowhead. Mwah. We appreciate your gift of 5 on this fine day where truth is being disseminated to the masses. Much appreciated and welcome to our good old friendly night-based chat. This is an above-average card. I'd give it a 3 out of 5. We can start exiling stuff to make humans. Maybe that's a 4 out of 5 in limited. What do I think about this in constructed? It seems bad. One of the benefits of this one is you can exile your own graveyard for the goodness. You can exile your own graveyard for the goodness. You can just start getting white human soldier tokens. I gotta go see how many legendary humans exist. Indestructible, as I've said, is a keyword that I look for a lot. Are there that many legendary humans? I don't know. I don't remember what's a human. This is something I was talking about earlier when responding to Unclear Nuclear, which is new cards can activate old cards you'd completely forgotten about. I don't know how many legendary humans there are. That could be really good. Exiling Uro is very notable. Any removal just binks this. It's a 2/3 for 2. It's just not extraordinarily sturdy. Oh, Windowhead says, no prob, just got hired full-time today after contracting for months and months. Want to share the love. Hey, that's great news. Oh, man, that's actually a real refreshing thing to hear after all the job stresses I know many have been feeling lately. Man, that's wonderful to hear. And in honor of that, 0 out of 5 in constructed. Perfect. Ooh. Genesis Ultimatum. Double green, double red, triple blue. Look at the top 5 cards of your library. Put any number of permanent cards from among them onto the battlefield. And the rest into your hand. Yeah. Can you imagine Genesis Ultimatuming into another Genesis Ultimatum? Can you perceive the tightness? Oh, that's so good. Imagine paying 7 mana for 3 to 4 lands. Hell yeah. I don't judge. Ah, yes. It's so good. I don't care. 5 out of 5 for all the ultimatums. They're so awesome. I think this is going to be like so stumbly to cast. Oh, it's so good. I mean, you need to have some absolutely in-freaking-sane big permanents in your deck. I'm going to be running them, you know what I mean? Boop. Illuna, Apex of Wishes. The Teamer colors of Apex. 2, a green, a blue, a red. For a 6/6 with Flying Trample. Holy shit, 5 out of 5 in limited. You can mutate it for 6. Whenever this creature mutates, exile cards from the top of your library until you exile a non-land permanent card. Put that card onto the battlefield or into your hand. Oh my god. I don't even know why I'm rating these cards. All the gold cards are 5s. I love them. Oh my god. Oh, yes. Holy shit. 5s. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. A 6/6 Flying Trampler is a good card for 5. It's a good card for 5. If you take a moment to sit down and think about it. It's a good card for 5. We can mutate on some of our friendly things like Arboreal Grazers. Oh, Jesus. I'm going to make an Arboreal Grazer full Teamer Fires Ramp Ultimatum Apex of Wishes deck. This is Staggering. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Yes. Oh. 5 out of 5. Great. Great, great, great. Another ultimatum. Target player gains 5 life. Wait a minute. All the ultimatums are sorcery, I believe. Sorcery. Yeah. Inspired ultimatum. Target player gains 5 life. It deals 5 damage to any target. And I draw 5 cards. I give it a 5 out of 5 out of 5. I don't care about evaluating the mana costs. We're beyond that. All the ultimatums are huge, and that's why I try to live each day, is to feel and be huge. Oh, Inspired Ultimatum absolutely hugifies me. Worse than Cruel Ultimatum? I don't know what that is, Anitus. I haven't seen it yet. But this is the Timmy life right here. This is awesome. We are no longer evaluating cards. We're just vibrating. Oh, yeah! It's another Teamer Ramp card. Oh, this is the card I revealed. Look at this. It's a green, it's a blue. Whenever you tap a non-land permanent for mana, add 1 mana of any type that permanent produce. What are you going to do with your extra leftover mana? I don't know. You're going to pay 7 to look at the top 5 cards, put a non-human card from among them onto the battlefield, put the rest on the bottom. Oh, yeah. Constructed-wise, 2 or 3. Limited-wise, 3. 3. I mean, it's a 2-mana 2/2 that you can just shoot. Bang. So, you know, you just shoot it. It's amazing when you get to the bigness. This is just a fragility that all baby cards have. So, you know. It's accentuating other cards. If you don't have the other cards as well, it kind of stinks. But when they are there, it's very nice. Yeah, I would give it, like, at best, a 3 in limited. It's a 2/2 for 2. There's probably not going to be a lot of non-land permanents tapping for mana. Paying 7 to just start putting stuff onto the battlefield is quite nice and limited. Is quite nice, especially given how much ramp there is in green. So I would like it. Ooh, we got the Rakdos. Labyrinth Raptor. It's 2/2 with Menace. Whenever a creature you control with Menace becomes blocked, defending player sacrifices a creature blocking it. What? Oh. Oh. That's a good one. All right, what do we think about... By the way, okay, I want to take a moment. This surprises the hell out of me. However, this is less terrifying than it might seem. This is less terrifying than it might seem. If I have, say, a 1/4 and a 2/3, if the Labyrinth Raptor attacks, I pick those 2 things to block it. I then have to sacrifice the 1/4. My 2/3 deals damage to the Labyrinth Raptor. It deals its 2 damage back. The Labyrinth Raptor dies. So, this actually is not as terrifying as it initially looks. I would not instantly rate it as a 5. Now, the other thing that's notable is it can pump itself to make itself bigger, and this creates 2-for-1 opportunities. It also is just a 2/2. So you can actually... The problem with Labyrinth Raptor comes when you are being attacked into. It pumps all menace. I know. And it, in particular, can pump itself. So... I would give this like a 3 or a 4 in limited. If you have 2 Labyrinth Raptors, I think you win the game. Probably. Probably win the game with 2 of them. Absolutely wrecks mid-range in Constructed. I don't think it does. Unless there's a lot of combat trickies. Doesn't do anything the turn it's played, and it can get some more value. The thing that would be scary about this is if you play this and start swinging and the player who's attacking has some removal spells. Like double block, and then you just kill one of the things, and then the other one is sacrificed, and you still have another one. I think I'd give it a 3 in limited and a 3 in constructed. It's just a 2/2. Its success case feels very spiky, but imagine not blocking. Okay, then it just deals 2 damage, and you can just start swinging right back. Like, if I were green and I was against the Labyrinth Raptor, I would just let the damage in and just beat the shit out of the enemy. So I'd give it maybe a 2 out of 5 in constructed and a 3 out of 5 in limited. Yeah, so I mean, if I'm losing the game, then this will shit on me. Weirdly, it kind of reminds me of the Dreadhorde Butcher, which is circumstantially terrifying because it keeps getting huge, but like a lot of the time you just kill it or block it, and it can't do anything else. Yeah, this actually does. This seems less good the more I look at it, but it's certainly good. 3 out of 5. It's not a bad rating, It's like not bad. There's nothing to be ashamed about. It's nothing to be ashamed about. It's a Labyrinth Raptor. Like, that's a 3 out of 5. It's like pretty good. Constructed 2 out of 5. It's not that great. I think the best scenario for Labyrinth Raptor is you play it, don't attack with it, and then you get a bigger boy with Menace. That's probably the best case scenario for that. This is it. This is the card. 0 out of 5. Do it, Sean. No, Mr. Withers, you can't make me. I will give it a 3 out of 5 in limited, 2 out of 5 constructed. It was fun to think about, though. Lord Dracus. 1 blue-red. Whenever this creature mutates, return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. Huh. Mutates for just a pair, huh? Huh. Huh. Mutate for 2 is really good. Oh, this is wildly worse than a Snapcaster Mage, because this doesn't have flash. It's just a creature. Yeah, I mean, Snapcaster Mage was bullshit, because you could just, like, Snapcaster a counter and then kill a thing and then have a 2/1 out. Oh, that was so good. This doesn't seem that great. I'd give it like maybe a 0 or a 1 in constructed and a 2 in limited, because it's basically a 2/3 that lets you recur a spell, which is not bad. That's okay. It's like an okay thing to have done. It needs a mutate target. I don't know, it's okay. It's okay. I'd give it like 2 out of 5, 1 out of 5. It's just you're going to cast a spell 2 times, but only if you have a mutate target. I don't know. It's whatever. You have to mutate. Yeah. I mean, you can sometimes get multiple spells out too. That's pretty neat. And that's not awful. It's just tricky. Narset of the Ancient Way. Ooh, 1, a blue, a red, a white. You gain 2 life, add 1 mana, spend this mana only to cast a non-creature spell. That is a cool plus. -2, draw a card, then you may discard a card. Oh, interesting. When you discard a non-land card this way, Narset of the Ancient Way deals damage equal to that card's converted mana cost to target creature or planeswalker. That's cool. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this emblem deals 2 damage to any target. I mean, I guess that this is like just a solid card. I think we just have to call this a 5, but it's a very quiet 5. It's a very quiet 5. And the reason I say that is like, okay, this can effectively turn any single card in your hand into a removal spell. You -2 to shoot a planeswalker, you -2 to shoot a creature, stuff like that. It's 4 mana, which is like a lot of planeswalkers right now are 3 and 5. So having a 4 mana Jeskai planeswalker is actually pretty cool. Being able to just draw and then discard, deal damage is a way to help her protect herself. Okay, so here's the thing. There's often a lot of really spiky effects that occur, like, if this happens, then this happens, and it's amazing, you know? But Narset is just like, she can always -2 to draw and deal some damage. She can always gain some life and give you a little bit of extra flexible mana. I'd like to stress, if you are going Jeskai, this mana fixing is actually quite nice. It's quite nice. It's especially good given how many like triple red, triple blue, triple white situations you might wind up in. Yeah, if you don't want to run Fires of Invention because you're an adult, Narset of the Ancient Way could be nice in a traditional Jeskai counters deck. Yeah! 5 out of 5 out of 5. Hooray, 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 hooray. Necropanther. 1, a white, and a black. Mutate for 2, and those weird hybrids. When it mutates, return target creature card with converted mana cost 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. There has to be some sort of Orzhov bringing all sorts of garbage back, and then they're tiny, and then they keep coming back, and there's more, and they're small, and they keep coming out, and meow, and there's more things, meow. Four mana, and you get, I don't even know how to evaluate a lot of the mutate cards in Constructed. This one is a mutate card that does seem like it would have some merit in Constructed, because you basically take a small dude, make it a 3/3, and then you just bring another dude back out. You know, it's not going to feel incredibly powerful, but it's going to be okay. You can also run this in mono white, and it's okay. And then it's okay. I mean, you must recall that there's also that 2 and 2 white Megamoth that we saw at the very start of the day. Chef Peace says, to make sure I understand mutate correctly, most mutate cards will only mutate the one time, correct? Depending upon what you mean. However, I'd say broadly, no. You can mutate multiple times. So, for instance, if I take Necropanther and I let's say I cast a creature and I mutate it. So the other creature is now behind this one and the Necropanther's here. If I mutate the Necropanther again, remember, this says they mutate into the creature on top plus all abilities from under it. This thing right here is an ability. So if I have like a stack of 6 cards and all of them have mutate, when I mutate this again, every single mutation trigger happens. So it just starts being like bam, 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 bam. It's really cool. I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5 in constructed and like a 3 out of 5 limited. Like I can see some cool stuff happening. I can see some cool stuff happening. I can see some cool stuff happening. But I can't see it clearly. I'm like a shitty precog. Nethroi, Apex of Death, 2. White, black, green. For a 5/5 with Death Touch lifelink. Nice. Whenever this creature mutates, return any number of target creature cards with total power 10 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. What? I mean, its mutate cost is 7. However, five out of 5 out of 5 out of 5, 5 out of 5, 5 out of 5 out of 5. Can you believe this is just so busted and limited? This might actually be one of the best limited cards we've seen. Right? Getting to 7 mana actually seems quite doable. You cast it, and then you can just pull like 4 dudes back out of the battlefield. And that's good. You could also play this on turn 5, and then turn 6 have something else mutate it. And then just a bunch of shit comes out. And then you mutate another thing on it, and then a bunch of stuff comes back out again. By the way, what's the converted mana cost? The converted mana cost of the mutated stack is just whatever the top card is. So this is just 5. And similarly, if you cast it for the mutate cost, it would be 7 on the stack, and then when it enters the battlefield, it's just 5 again. Okay. Wait, what? If you cast it for the mutate cost of 7, alternate costs are not the same as converted mana cost. What? Okay, no. If it's on the stack, though, if you cast it for its mutate cost on the stack, it's still 5 on the stack? Huh. Wait, what? Okay, how about instead of saying yes, no, my question is, okay, so let's take the Hydroid Krasis. Hydroid Krasis, it's green, blue, X. Let's say X is 3. On the stack, the converted mana cost is 5. 3 for the X, 1 for the blue, 1 for the green. And when it's on the battlefield, it's 2. So my understanding was then, if you cast for the mutate cost, the mutate would mean that it is 7 on the stack. How much does this cost on the stack? Let's see, an alternate cost doesn't change a spell's mana cost. Only what controller has to pay to cast it. Spells and abilities that ask for spell's mana cost. Huh. Interesting. Okay. So That's interesting. Okay, so that's great to know. So alternates don't change the effect on the stack. X does change the effect on the stack. Interesting. Because the question, we're only asking about the stack right now. We're only asking about the stack. We know what X does and what this mutation pile of cards will have when it's out. Didn't know that. Didn't know that. That's interesting. So X is part of the stack? And all the rest of the time, it's just whatever's here. Oh, and if you have a split card, it is the sum of each of the individual costs. I wouldn't say that there is inconsistency in how converted mana costs are computed, because it's just like they chose what wound up giving the best gameplay in a bunch of different circumstances. So there you go. Cheesy X says, if Hybrid Crisis had a mutate for X blue-green and you mutated it, would the converted mana cost on the stack be 2 or 2 plus X? It would be 2 if it was an alternate cost on the stack. No, split cards are what side you used. Split cards on the stack is the side that you used, but in the graveyard or in the hand, it is the sum of both. Isn't that fucked? Isn't that weird? So, for instance, if you tried to do a spell that said return a 2-cost spell from your graveyard to your hand, Discovery Dispersal has a 7 converted mana cost because Discovery is 2 and Dispersal is 7. Or excuse me, Dispersal is 5, so the sum of those is 2. How do Adventures work then? The Adventures converted mana cost is the cost of the creature, period. Unless it's on the stack, then it's whatever the spell's cost was. All right, this card's great. Let's go to the next one, or I'm never going to eat dinner. Offspring's Revenge. 2 red, white, black. At the beginning of combat on your turn, exile target red, white, or black creature from a graveyard. Create a token that's a copy of that card, except it's 1/1. It gains haste until the end of your next turn. All gold cards are 5. 5 out of 5. Oh my god. Oh my god, yes. Yes. Drakaseth. Exile Drakaseth from the graveyard. Create a token that's a copy of that card, except it's 1/1. Oh, yeah. Baby Annex. Baby Drakaseth. Baby Kenrith. Yeah. Yeah. That's tight. Oh, that's good. It doesn't even die at the end of the turn. That's pretty cool. 5 mana, though. I don't give a shit. Let me tell you something. All these cards are awesome, and I'm not going to evaluate any of the difficulty of casting them. They're just so cool. They're just so cool. Parcel Beast. 2. Green. Blue. For a 2/4. Okay, it's a little pricey. Look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, you may put it onto the battlefield. If you don't, put the card onto the battlefield. Put it into your hand. Okay, so I could play like a really cheap card and then mutate it and then use it to put a land onto the battlefield like every single turn. I'm not going to evaluate this card. I have to use the restroom really badly. We talked for another 2 hours again, so we're going to take a 3-minute break. We're going to finish the goals and finish the set. Yeah! Be right back. Oh my god, I have to go.